What's up, fam? Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Another walk and talk here up in the club. Hope you're all doing good. Let's get into it. Let's get you a little value today. What I want to talk about is I want to give you a little hack on how to avoid clients ghosting you or becoming unresponsive or disengaged from the search that you are now working on for them, okay? This happens a lot. I hear this a lot from a lot of different recruiters, both new to the game and been in the game for a while. Something that happens quite frequently, and there's a way that you can mitigate this risk significantly. Sometimes this happens for reasons that are outside of your control, but there are some things that you can do proactively and actually implement a psychological solution to help mitigate. And so I want to give you that little tidbit and piece of juice here. Now, in order to do that, we need to understand the psychology of our client and why they initially decided to do business with us and sign our agreement. And so it usually boils down to four different things, but ultimately the main things is centers around their certainty, their level of certainty in your ability to deliver the ideal clients or candidates that they are looking for the roles that they have open in their business, okay? And part of that centers around the time that it's going to take you to do that and their belief in how fast you're going to be able to do that. Now, unless you're running an NPC strategy or you've got some built-in network that you're able to leverage, which is great if you do, definitely if you're able to do that in your niche, then I recommend you do that. But some of you don't, especially if you're running just kind of a contingent search strategy. And so this is going to open you up to the potential that I'm talking about, the risk that I'm talking about here. And so what happens, and the mistake that most people make, is that they get an agreement signed, they do the discovery call, they're clear on what they're looking for, and they say, okay, we'll start sending you candidates as soon as we have some that are qualified and ready to go. And so they begin recruiting, and then they don't talk to their client for another week or two or sometimes three until they have those candidates ready to send over and present. And so what happens during that time is your client has no idea what's going on. And so in their mind, the longer they go without hearing from you, the more in their mind they start to become more uncertain about your ability to deliver what they need help with, okay? Even though you're working your butt off in order to deliver what you ultimately committed and what they ultimately need. They don't know that. And so over time, and very quickly actually out of the gate, this begins to set in. The doubt, the uncertainty on their side about you and what you're able to do begins to set in. And all of a sudden they start looking for other partners to work with, or they try to figure out a solution internally, so on and so forth. And the output of that is that you see as a recruiter is getting ghosted or taking forever to get feedback, or they just become generally disengaged, etc. Okay. Now, ultimately what your client is signing up for in what they want from you is the long-term outcome of that candidate that they can hire into their business that's going to hit the ground running and produce very quickly and all that good stuff. But a psychological solution that you can leverage in implementing your business to mitigate that risk is the short-term experience that they have in working with you. Okay? And the way that we can enhance that short-term experience is by creating short-term small wins immediately out of the gate as we begin working with them that lead up and build up to the long-term outcome and the long-term win, the big win that they signed up for when they originally agreed to work with you, which is ultimately the placement. Okay, and so this needs to happen. The short-term wins, the best way to do that and deliver that is through some sort of weekly check-in or update. At a minimum, it needs to happen at least once a week. I would recommend even more frequently out of the gate. And so insights into what is going on with the search that you're working on for them, like how many screenings do you have scheduled? How many candidates have you identified in your market map? How many submissions do you anticipate making next week? Any insights that you're hearing from the candidate market themselves about the opportunity that your client has specifically to the offer, whether it's money or location or reputation or whatever the case may be, things, data points that they can use to strategically enhance their offer or just understand exactly what's going on. These are small wins and small updates that are going to reinforce the decision in their mind psychologically to work with you. It's going to make them think, yeah, I feel good about the decision to work with John. He's on it. things are happening, progress is being made, etc. This is going to work out. It's going to save me. This is going to help me. If they don't hear from you, they don't know that. And so that's one strategy. That's a psychological solution, an example of a psychological solution that you can implement in your business to mitigate that risk, okay? Psychologically, we're just hand-holding a little bit. We're being proactive. We're keeping them engaged. We're giving them short-term wins that will build up to the long-term win. But the reality is that search is going to take what it's going to take. If you're looking for a purple squirrel, it might take you a while to find that person. And there's not a whole lot that you're going to be able to do to change that unless you're not leveraging the right sourcing strategies, or you have crappy tools, or you don't really know what you're looking for, or that sort of thing. But assuming you have all of that right, it's going to take what it's going to take. The thing that you can enhance and the thing that you can control is the experience that your client has working with you as you do the work, okay, to ultimately deliver that long-term outcome. We'll save you a lot of time. We'll keep clients engaged with you and increase the likelihood that you make profitable placements. Hope you found that valuable. One quick thing before we jump off here. If you have found any of the content that we've been putting out even remotely valuable, if you've gotten even one nugget of value from any of the stuff that we put out, I humbly ask, if you're not already following our YouTube channel, if you could go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You can find us at Patrick Barber. That's where we post all of our video content, training stuff, all of the good stuff. Please, if you could help me do that, it would mean the world to me. It helps us grow our usership and expand our reach to other people who might need and find this stuff valuable as well, just as you have. And so that's the one thing I ask of you. Also, another reminder, tomorrow, noon Eastern, we're going live in the club group for our weekly AMA, Ask Me Anything, 12 noon Eastern. Bring your questions. If you got a question about your business or the industry or economy or our program or anything related to recruiting, come with it. We'd love to have you there. And yeah, have a great day. We'll talk to you later.